it is Remedy, and I'm here with another video. This video is going to be about how to leave toxic relationships, especially if you're living with the person. This is especially geared towards women who are specifically trying to leave a toxic relationship, whether it's with someone who's abusive, whether it's with just, someone who has covert or just any sort of narcissistic behaviors. If it's just with a man, if this is with a toxic woman, whatever. This is just for people trying to leave toxic relationships. In this case, if it's getting really bad to the point where you've thought about leaving, then this sign is for you. Okay. So I have my notes down on my lap right here. So if I look down, I'll be looking down at my notes. And yeah, let's just go ahead and get started. So you're at this point in your relationship where you decided that you are going to call it quits, or you're thinking about calling it quits. Now, I'm specifically speaking from the perspective of a woman because I am a woman. So that's kind of where the perspective of this video is geared towards, and it's made for women for the most part. So you decided to leave this relationship. You decided that the person that you're with is abusive, manipulative, and they're just not the same person that you met, and you're ready to go, right? So the first thing that you want to do, and I have different components of things that you want to get ready, because you want to make sure you have your ducks in a row before you just bounce out and leave. Unless it's super abusive and it's like life-threatening, then go ahead and bounce out and leave immediately. But if that's not the case, then try to kind of plan a good exit strategy so that you're not like in a worse position, because in that case it might lead you to go back, and that's not what we want here. Okay, this is not in any specific order, but this is just the order I feel like that works best. So first, you want to spiritually detach from this person. So when I say spiritually detach, I mean you want to reconstruct your mind and your spiritual belief systems around this person. Like if you plan to be with this person forever, or if you made any like vows or promises with this person, you want to end those right now. And you can simply do that, not by saying it to the person. You definitely don't want to do that, but you can simply just write it down in a diary. Keep a journal, write it down in your notes, maybe affirm it to yourself when you're alone, that you are kind of undoing any of these spiritual contracts you set up with this person. Like, I don't love this person anymore. This person is not going to be a part of my life anymore. And just kind of reaffirm yourself and kind of manifest this person out of your life, essentially, is what you want to do. So you want to change your belief systems around the person. You want to change your perception around how you view the relationship, because obviously the relationship is toxic, and you want to change your perception. And as you begin this detaching process, you'll start to see the relationship for what it really is. Trust me. And yeah, you want to see the relationship for what it really is, because right now you're kind of operating off of promises and promises that they never kept. You know what I mean? You're operating off of like a fairy tale. You're not operating off of reality. You're operating off of your emotions. So you want to spiritually start to disconnect from this person, right? So next, especially if you're a woman, and especially if you are a codependent woman, especially financially, you want to make sure that you have your finances in order. So that means if you plan on moving and getting your own place, you want to make sure that you have a down payment. You want to make sure that you have a down payment. You want to make sure you have a car. You want to make sure that you have, transportation. You want to make sure you have all of these things, all these fundamental things. You want to make sure that you have a job lined up. You want to make sure that you have all of these things so that financially you feel free. And this is like the main reason why a lot of people, or a lot of women especially, go back to their abusive partners, is because, or they find themselves stuck with their abusive partners, is because of the financial part. Now, when it comes to all of these things, if your partner ever asks or wonders about you, or if they're onto you in any way, you want to make sure that before you start this process, that you have all of your lies, all of your excuses in order, and you have to have your acting skills on peak. Okay, so you don't want them to know what's up until you're gone. until the last day, until you're like, you know what, I'm not happy, bye. Because the thing is, you don't want this person to start to try to woo you back in and stir up your emotions again and try to change your mind when you've already made up your mind that you should probably leave this person, right? So you want to keep that on the back end and make sure that you are financially ready to leave this person, so that you don't end up putting yourself in a position where it's just, you know, life is a lot harder than it has to be, you know, because you didn't want to set yourself up financially. The financial part of it is like the foundation of it. It's what's going to keep you propped up while you know, go. And in addition to the finances, if you guys share finances, if you guys have shared income, if you guys have shared finances, you want to get those things in order. As for shared income, you want to find an excuse not to share income anymore, whatever it is. For example, like, oh, if you guys have a shared bank account, just say, oh, you know, I decided to open my own bank account and I'm just going to put the money in this bank account, or a portion of the money that is belong to me, or the portion of the money that I'm going to use in this bank account, because this bank account, it just has too many subscriptions coming out of it, and I'm trying to, you know, blah, 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 blah. Make something up. Make sure your finances are split. Your currency is split. You don't want to share finances with this person while you're starting this detachment process, because if it goes left, that's not going to be good, right? Okay. Next is mentally. So mentally, especially, I know as women, we like to carry a lot of the mental load when it comes to these men. So when it comes to, like, especially if you guys are living together, if you're the type of person that's like, okay, I need to figure out what we're eating for dinner, I need to figure out, you know, how, like, you have the chronological order of how you're going to do things, how you're going to do housework, how you're going to balance that out with cooking, how you're going to do this and this and that and that. Don't do that anymore. Stop. Stop. Only plan for your life. Only plan for what you need to do. Only plan for you. If they ever question you, or they see a change in your behavior or whatever, just say, oh, you know, I've been feeling under the weather. Make up that excuse, girl or guy, whoever's watching. Make up that excuse, okay? Your acting skills has to be on peak, okay? You are auditioning for the new show that is coming on Netflix called Leave Them, okay? Period. And your acting skills need to be on peak. So stop carrying any mental load, any of their mental load. You know, don't even think about this person. Like, don't think about what they may be doing, if they're okay. Don't even think about this person. Don't allow this person to live in your head rent free, okay? And also, most important when it comes to the mental aspect, begin to plan your life without this person. Begin to plan your future life without this person. This will also help in the manifestation process, so that the universe and the divine can work with you when you finally do leave this person. It can start putting places and things in order for when you do eventually leave this person. Okay. All right. So next is emotionally. Now I know a lot of women leave emotionally and mentally before they leave physically, and that's kind of what I'm saying here, but I wanted to put the spiritually and the financially first, because I believe those things are important as well. But definitely emotionally. I mean, if you could do this later on, if you're already, you know, had emotionally left, then good for you, but stop carrying their emotional burdens and show no emotion. Because how these types of people, especially manipulative types of people, how they keep you around and keep you manipulated is they will play on your emotions. Every time they're trying to get you to act emotionally, then they're just sucking your energy. And the more they suck your energy, you're going to feel like, I need to get a return on my, like, energy investment. You're always going to feel that way, and you're not going to get it. You are not going to get your return on the investment of energy that you put in. You're just not going to get it. So from now on, don't show any emotion. If they're trying to spark emotion out of you, don't show any emotion. And if you feel like you have to, otherwise it's going to reach a place of, like, abuse, then fake it, you know, just fake it. But don't care. Literally don't care. Be so busy and have your head so deep into your plan and your exit move and your exit strategy that anything that they try to do to you emotionally, any type of emotional manipulation, doesn't even penetrate you, period. So show no emotion. Okay, feel no ways. Okay. And at this point, this is why this is number 4, because at this point they will start to feel like something is up, and they're going to be like, okay, you know, blah blah blah, like what's going on. And you know, they'll start to feel some type of way, because usually a lot of people, you know, if they're emotionally manipulated, is because they cannot regulate their own emotions, and they need you to do that. Once you stop doing that, the relationship is going to go downhill very rather quickly. Okay, so that's why you want to make sure you have all your ducks in a row before you start to emotionally make that split. Because if you do it too early, then they're going to sense something is up, and then they might, you know, mess up your plan, or they might feel like, you know, something is up. But anyways, the last one is physically. Now, like I said, you guys can place this in any order you want to place it in, but obviously no sexual contact. Don't even drink from the same freaking cup that they drank from. Okay, don't share you know, hampers. Don't share anything. Like, this person is a complete stranger, and this is why it's important to break this physical contact, especially like, or limit it as much as possible. Don't use the same dishes. Don't use the same fork, the same knife. Don't even sleep in the same bed. Like, literally, you have to break the bond, and the bond goes as deep as DNA. Like, a little speck of somebody's DNA on you holds their energy signature, so you don't want that around. You want to separate everything. Even if they gifted you with stuff, if they gave you some gifts, throw them out. And if you don't want to throw them out because they have value, then sell it, pawn it, throw it out. And it doesn't matter what it is or how expensive it was, because at the end of the day, every time you look at the gift, or you drive that gift, or you know, wear that gift or whatever, it will always contain the energy signature of that person. And it'll always, in your mind, like, the memory of the chaotic situation that you're trying to get out of is enough. You don't need, you know, anything physical, of a physical manifestation of this relationship. Just get rid of it. Trust me. You will, you know, buy yourself the same thing or whatever. Just get rid of it. It's not worth keeping. It's not worth keeping it, because every time you look at it, it's going to remind you of that person, and it's going to stir up these emotions, and it's old dead energy. You have to get rid of it. There's no way around it. You have to get rid of it. I don't care. Like, some people say, oh, you know, I'm going to keep gifts because they're really cute, they're really expensive, rings, jewelry, whatever. No, pawn it and get something else for yourself. You'll feel a lot better. It completely changes the vibe of everything. All right, sorry, I had to turn on the car because it was getting a little hot. It's crazy how it's so hot in October. Like, anyway, I don't think I missed anything else, but yes, it is important when you're dealing with someone that when you're dealing with anyone, right? It's always an energy exchange, and we're all energetic beings. And when you're dealing with somebody, and you choose to deal with somebody, even if you're not living with them, subconsciously, especially as women, we take on the emotional burdens of other people, even subconsciously, when you feel like you're not. We take on the emotional burdens, we take on the mental burdens, you know. And you have to break all of those things. And the sooner you do it, like, say for example, you plan to, like, you don't have to plan to leave a month from now or a week from now. You could plan it as far out as a year, 2 years, however long your plan needs to be, but it needs to make sense, and it needs to be thought out. So just slowly start to take away things. Don't do it all at once, because they're gonna notice, and then, you know, you might cause or stir up some, you know, commotion, and they can still play on your emotions because you're still emotionally connected. But you want to just do it slowly, especially if you were with this person for a long time. It's going to take a while for you to energetically disconnect from somebody, unfortunately, especially if you have been together for a long time. If you watch my video on influence, then you'll understand what I'm talking about. But the types of people that you know, surround yourself with, especially your partner, can have so much of an effect on you. Like, you can literally, if they're a terrible person, you can literally become them. You take on their mannerisms, you take on their bad habits, you take on all of these things. So you have to unlearn all of these things. And it takes time. Forgive yourself, be patient with yourself, you know, and just do the best that you can, and make that disconnect, start making those detachments little by little by little. That's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed. I also am an energy reader. I specialize in energy reading and the chakras and stuff like that. So if you are interested, I will have my Gmail listed down below. It is theportalofwisdom@gmail.com. You can book me for a session, for an energy reading session, or for a chakra healing session, and I can mentor you out of whatever situation you might be going through. And just know that you can do this. It's not out of reach. It's not, you know, above you. You can do this. You know, if you got yourself into that situation, you can get yourself out. And just make sure that you have a good support system. And if you don't, I'm here supporting and rooting for you. And yeah, just make sure you have that inner support system as well. Don't go back. Do not go back to this person. Like, if you think things are bad now, the second you start to detach from this person, you'll start to find yourself again. You know, like, you'll start to glow and you'll start to love yourself more. And at the end of the day, you need to learn to love yourself more. But yeah, I'm just gonna end the video here. If you enjoyed this type of content, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. And I also do energy readings and chakra healing, so if you're interested in that, you can email me at the email down below. It is theportalofwisdom@gmail.com. Yeah, I would be more than happy to help you through whatever situation you may be going through, and I believe in you. So yeah, that is all. I hope you are having a wonderful day, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.